Hi guys, Amber here with all of Broadside.
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you.
How's tour been so far?
Great.
Well, as of right now, sweaty. Sweaty spaghetti.
Yeah, very sweaty too.
I mean,
But other than that, lovely.
I mean, you could say it's burning up.
Yeah!
Did you tweet at
Yes,
me?
I did.
Hey!
I have a question for you. Not yet. But
Not
it's
yet,
coming.
later. I'm waiting.
Alright, so I don't know if you guys kind of, you know what I do, but
Yes.
I don't know if the rest of you guys know. I was the interpreter from Warped Tour.
Yeah.
So I do interviews about that, and so that's what this is pretty much about. So what has been your experience with kind of having the deaf community involved in music, whether it's with Broadside or just in general?
Yeah, so I've met a few interpreters at shows, but also we had a really awesome experience one time where, so the procedural of the hearing aid, the transition between getting the hearing aid, and somebody had mentioned to us at Warped Tour that we were one of the first bands that they had experienced after getting I don't know the name of the procedure.
Cochlear.
Yeah, but it's like they experienced it, and that kind of brought us to tears because I don't know, that's just really incredible to imagine being like a live band that they could experience and they haven't prior to that. So other than that, but like as far as interpreters and like whether it be like giant festivals or like from Warped Tour, I don't know, it's really amazing like to see like the community still being involved, you know. And yeah. What else? Sorry, anybody else? I could go on forever. Sorry.
No, you really nailed it. Like, it was really cool that somebody came up and was like, yeah, you guys were the first band that I saw after getting my implant. So it was really cool experience having come up with us and let us know that.
Yeah, that's incredible. Because I know just for me, someone growing up with like learning disabilities, music was like a big part for me.
Right.
So another thing is captioning is a very important part of inclusion online, and I was looking at your videos and I noticed all of Paradise's videos are captioned. So what does that kind of decision look like for you guys, and do you plan to like continue doing it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely plan to continue doing it because we don't want anybody to feel like they're missing out on something or they feel left out. So we want to try our best to make sure everybody has a part in enjoying the art that we create, so to speak.
Yeah, one thing that I remember, I'm a massive like Harry Potter nerd, so I remember when Harry Potter came out and like all the different ways there were to experience it. I remember like just reading up about it, and I just thought that was such a genius idea, whether it be, you know, like there's just so many different experiences, like whether somebody like reading it to them or seeing it or just like the braille and everything. Like there were so many different ways to experience the story. No one was missed out just because they have ailments or disabilities from seeing or hearing, whatever the situation would be. So I think that would be something I would love to be more inclusive about on a very wide array.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when I was going to school for it, they like showed us a lot of Harry Potter, in particular ASL stories. So it's interesting you bring that up.
Yeah.
So, Dom, I know you are a Jonas Brothers fan since they did grow up with sign language and their mom was an ASL teacher. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
They did.
Cool. That is cool.
And ASL is a visual language. Are there any ways the band tries to portray music visually in a live setting, in any way from like lighting or the way you guys move?
Well, so there's a song called Laps Around a Picture Frame that we play, and during the more intense part, which is the chorus, where everything, like the lyrics kind of like set in, I would say that our presence on stage is a lot more synchronized, and we're banging our heads a lot to I guess
to feel the energy.
Feel the energy, yeah, to try and show the energy and the seriousness of the song, if that makes sense.
The intensity.
The intensity.
There it is.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're planning for tours next year, trying to have more of a production, lights, and maybe some imagery somewhere.
Yeah.
But as of now, it's really just our presence on stage.
I mean, that helps too, because seeing the way you move along to the way the music is kind of helps bring the kind of beats, I guess, to life a little more.
That makes a lot of sense actually. We've never actually thought about that other than portraying how we feel about the music, so I never actually thought how it could translate.
Yeah.
So that makes
It does.
it's a good perspective.
It
Yeah.
does.
It's really awesome.
So So through your music, you guys talk about a lot of stuff and like stigmas and things like that. And there's a certain stigma around deaf people who are a fan of music. How do you think people can go about breaking that?
It's a good question. I think that education and normalization and understanding. I think like you got to approach every situation with an open mind and be eager to understand what it is. What like maybe even educating on like what the different types, the different if there's anything to be done, like and just kind of I think hold on, let me say this the right way. Like you go into something and you don't have knowledge about it, so ask, right?
Right.
And listen, and then spread that information. And I think things like Warped Tour and all these other festivals and anybody on a bigger production, they're really, as you've noticed, like they get it and they're starting to pick up and just across the whole map. They're just really trying to, invite everybody in and not push any sort of community out. And I think it's because we're living in a time where people are speaking their mind, saying what they want to say, and not filtering how they feel or feeling pushback. We're finally feeling, as people, more confident enough to say, this is what I expect, and I would like that. And a lot of people are open-minded now. Like, we still have a lot of jerks in the world, but I think a lot of people are coming around to the idea of being inclusive across the entire board. So, I think even us, we could probably, you never stop learning, right? That's life. So, I think learning as much as you possibly can. We're very inclusive with the disabled community because my sister struggles with from muscular dystrophy, but so she's been able to teach me and the rest of the guys like so much just from that, and maybe we wouldn't have such keen knowledge about that. Like I notice, I'll go to places now and I'm like, oh, this place is wheelchair accessible. It's like a lot of people, you gotta, all it takes usually is one time, and then the brain starts, because as humans we're all compassionate, right? Should be, at least. We're not, I don't believe anyone's born evil. So if given the opportunity to learn and to express yourself in such a strong, straightforward, and educated way, I feel like people will listen. I would say that we're getting there, right?
Yeah.
I feel that way, at least.
I agree. Yeah, like as long as people are willing to like speak up about it, there are also people that are willing to listen and like learn from it and encourage change in others. Like even like trying to keep other people in check. If they say something like a little off color, like, hey man, try to think of how somebody would feel if you said that.
Yeah. Like it's interesting you said education because even when I was in school for this, like I do Twitter a lot, and like I met a lot of deaf friends through that who are like, you can do music and interpreting together. You know that's a thing because we like music too.
Yeah. It's a incredible thing, actually.
How long have you been doing interpreting at concerts?
Funny. Well, concerts I started, my first gig I guess was Warped Tour 2017, but before that I did interpret a song for Water Parks when they were in Orlando.
Oh, right. Cool.
But I started doing it because of the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Because I learned that they're like 13-year-old me found the Jonas Brothers. I was like, I need to learn everything I can about them. And then I learned their mom was an ASL teacher. And then I had a friend that was like, you have the same learning disabilities that I do. You should take this class. And especially like this band that does it, I think you'd really like it. She was correct.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Jonas Brothers, killing across all boards.
I get to see them in a month. I'm so excited.
Are you going to Orlando?
Yeah.
I am as well.
My sister had floor seats. I'm so excited.
Floor seats?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
So I got to see their very last tour, and now we get to go again.
Very cool.
So this is my third time seeing them.
That's huge.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
So, since sign language is a visual language, what's a band that kind of has drawn your attention that uses visuals to their advantage to be inclusive or just to create a visual story?
Honestly,
set it off.
They have 2 video walls that play
lyrics, videos.
imagery, music videos.
They started doing lyrics?
Yeah. Well, there's like occasional pop-up lyrics, especially for like
big parts and choruses.
You're right, and then also Hourglass.
Right.
So, but then like visuals, the actual music video, but then also like other things that kind of stimulate the sense of the song. And I'm like, as soon as we can afford it, we're definitely gonna be on that.
Right,
as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have one of the songs, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's got like a more spooky vibe, and there's like this really creepy castle with like lightning and
so
like
rad.
a dark forest. So just watching it, you're like, whoa, I know what this is supposed to
Put you in the
feel.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel immersed in the song.
Yeah, this tour has inspired us a lot with that type of stuff. Just professionalism, but also involving the audience. Which is, before we're like, let's get up there, have a good show, and do the best we can. But now it's like, whoa, there's other ways to be a good band, not just like play your instrument right or sing the right words.
You can put on a show.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
That's awesome. So, okay. This one I want you guys to really think about. So, hypothetically, say one day you woke up and you were deaf or hard of hearing, what would you do and what would your reaction be?
I think, personally, I would find a community where I could go, because I'm the kind of person that I like to be around other types of people that understand what they're going through, right? I like to find a community, and I would personally talk to my sister because she's gone through this sort of like reestablishing herself amongst younger people going through this sort of thing. And then I would educate myself on how I can, like, I'll take care of myself first and my mental understanding of it, and then I would think I would try to help out as much as I can, especially with this platform that I am on currently. I would try to utilize it to, advocate, educate, inspire. I think that's what I would go for. But it's such a that's an intense one. But I think that's what I would do.
It's hard to think about.
Yeah.
Really, it's hard to like actually, because I'm not saying you wouldn't do those things,
Yeah.
but it's so hard. It's so like
Right.
easy to be like, I would be so
Right,
positive.
you want to believe
but
that
I
you're
think
a
it would.
superhero.
I think
You
it'd
have
be
to
hard
readjust for
Yeah.
sure.
for sure, right?
For sure, right.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think finding a community would definitely be, for
Yeah.
someone like me, would definitely be important.
Very
First,
helpful.
Yeah.
The deaf community itself is very deep-rooted in their culture and their language, and they're there to help people that just go deaf or go hard of hearing or just need community in their lives.
Just having that support there would mean so much.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
So when creating your music, or even when you just kind of think of your music, is there anything you visualize?
Yes, I would say 99% of the lyrics are all visual. For me, it's always, I like stories. Like, since I was a baby, I loved hearing stories. So most of the songs have a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's seldom any songs that are just like, this is funny. Like, even the silly songs kind of have, I want you to imagine it. I want you to, that's why I write a lot of metaphors, because I like the idea of somebody being like, oh, that makes sense. Like, go chase your paradise into the waves. This kind of means, well, coastal, there's oceans at both ends, but if your dream is here, go chase it. Oh, I can't get any farther because here's the ocean. Keep going. And I just love stuff like that. See the stars chase the moon. It's like the stars are so bright, beautiful. The moon is massive. You want the big picture, right? So I love writing visual stuff like that for me because I get bored easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I do like a challenge, and I want, even if it's a little like, what the hell does that mean? I do like the idea of someone being like, oh, that's kind of smart. But I also want it to be human, and I want it to feel like it's not just my experience, it's our experience.
And then with writing like actual instrumentals for
Right.
songs and stuff, I envision like I associate colors with songs or like a certain atmosphere that we want to create with it.
The biggest thing for me too, like being a drummer, I'm all about feel, I'm about the groove. So whenever like I'll approach like writing a new song and whatnot, when it comes to putting it to paper, I want to have like a kind of a roller coaster, kind of take me through this story that he will put down lyrically wise. But for me, it's just like,
You're putting the wheels on.
yeah, making it go. That thing.
It's interesting you said color, because I just interviewed Frank a year and he said the same exact thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said he creates color and then he goes into it. Like he'll write it and then he'll see a color and then he can put it all together.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Very cool.
that's
really interesting.
And the last one is, as a music scene, what are ways you would like to see it moving forward to being more inclusive?
I'd like to see more conversations started.
Yeah.
Like start talking about the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Not weird uncomfortable, but stuff that you wouldn't normally talk to people about.
Right.
Like let people know. Like if you've got a problem with something, just let them know if there's like something that could be done to make an environment more accessible or enjoyable. To just let people know, just start talking about it, because then once people start talking about it, that gets you a step closer to actually having a change for the better.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see like venues making like changes to be more inclusive towards, across the whole board. So whether that means like putting a wheelchair ramp in, or whether that means having like
Having a regular like
that's what I'm
interpreter.
saying. Or like an interpreter would be nice, like any of that stuff. But also, I think we gotta stop being so cool and start having a dialogue of like being more inclusive. Like being in a band is awesome and all this stuff like that, but I think a lot of people, once you get to a certain point, they're only worried about okay, how can I keep going up? What's gonna make me more this? But I think it is kind of important to pick up the people around you, and not just any group of people or types of people, but just people. Like we got to be more inclusive as a whole, as a band. You get to a certain point, it's like we don't want to do this because they're not as popular as us, or whatever, or we don't go to this place because like nobody's gonna show up. Or, like, there was a time in music when I'm sure Kiss would show up to like North Dakota, and it would just go crazy. So I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but basically, just
Be more uplifting.
be more uplifting,
Accepting.
and have the conversations you don't want to have because they do need to be had. And open your damn minds. Yeah, that's what the music scene needs to do.
Oh yeah. And what people don't realize is being more inclusive grows your fan base.
No question, right?
Like if you're more inclusive and have wheelchair accessibility and interpreters, they will come see you.
They'll come. And they'll be, they'll be like
so happy to be
comfortable and
included.
confident and like cool.
Be
Like
able to enjoy the show and the art we're trying to,
Yeah,
And the
nobody
fact that
should
they can enjoy it, they tell their friends who are also deaf or in a wheelchair or whatever it might be.
It's good. Very cool. Yeah, that's what I hope to see. Yes.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for joining
you
me.
so
If you
much.
guys haven't checked out Broadside, please do so. I'll put all the links in the description. See you at the next one.
Bye.